Hi, fourth graders. It's Miss Hawk. I'm going to give you an overview of our social studies this week. I would like you all to please go to Google Classroom, and then you're going to pick your homeroom Google Classroom. I'm going to pick my class. You will go to classwork, and typically classwork pops up at the top as such. You can either click on social studies at the side to access your social studies, or you can scroll down in order to find your social studies heading and the lesson. So your lesson this week will be called Colorado Timeline, Late 1800s to Mid 1900s. You're going to watch a video that I'm creating. So number one is watch the social studies overview video to know how to complete the assignment, and you're already watching it right now. Number two, each day you will watch 2 videos in Padlet and answer 2 questions on the document Week 5 Social Studies Timeline. I'm going to click this. You will each receive your own copy of this document. We're looking at April 27th to May 1st, so this is an outline for this week. You'll notice that there are 4 days. However, do what you want when you want, but know that your work will be due by Friday, May 1st. Let's look at what day 1 looks like, because the other days follow the same steps. Number 1, go to Padlet Timeline. Number 2, read and watch. 1870, the railroad comes to Colorado. 1876, Colorado becomes the 38th state. Number 3, type your answers to the questions in the question column. The question column is this entire side. Okay, well, let's get to it. Let's go ahead. We're going to hover over Padlet Timeline. I'm going to click on it. It's a live link. I'll click on that and it will take us to our Padlet. You'll notice that the Padlet starts in 1870 and continues to move down until 1945. I just want you to see how that works. And I'm using 2 fingers and I'm putting it on my little touchpad in order to move it. So that's how I'm moving back and forth. When you go to the first one, which is 1870, the railroad comes to Colorado, you'll notice there's a play icon in the upper left-hand corner. I can click that and watch the video straight in this little box, but I can also expand it and get full screen by clicking on this. So after you watch the video, there is information below. Again, I'm putting 2 fingers on the touchpad in order to scroll up and down. I do want to remind you all that you have an extension called Google Read Write. When you click that, you'll have a toolbar pop open. It takes me a couple times to do it, and I don't know if it's because I'm working on a Mac. For you, it should automatically come up. We'll see if it comes up. It hasn't quite liked me this morning. Oh, there we go. Here's our toolbar. You can highlight. I'm not going to do this because my Padlet I created, so if I try to use it, it doesn't work. For you, because you can't change this Padlet, it will work. You can highlight all of this text and it will turn yellow. You can click play and all of this information will be read to you. So that is one way to access that information, or of course you can read it on your own. So I just want you to know that. The 2 days that you're going to look up for day 1 are 1870 and 1876. Day 2, if I move along, will be 1881 and 1893. Day 3 will be 1914, the Ludlow Massacre, and 1928, the creation of the Moffat Tunnel. Day 4 will be 1920 to 1940, Dust Bowl and Great Depression, and 1941 to 1945, World War II, Pearl Harbor, and Japanese internment camps. Please make sure that you are using those two fingers to scroll up and down to access all of the information. Some won't, here you'll scroll. There is no video for the Utes moved to reservations. And when you get to this day, we want you to stop and really think about all that we discussed in the classroom. We had a lot of conversations around how Native Americans were affected by westward expansion. So this is what your Padlet timeline looks like. So you've watched the videos, you've read the information for day 1. You're going to click back to your document. And now it's time to answer some questions. So, the railroad was a major development that helped Colorado become a state. This is a positive effect. What might have been a negative effect on the railroad coming to Colorado? You can click in this document, you can hit return, or you can type right after it. I just deleted that number that popped up with just the delete button. And I can begin to write my answer below the question. And I might even highlight this and put it in a different color so it's really easy for me to see and notice. So that is how you're going to answer each question. You would do the same down here. So if I click return because I want to stop, that 3 comes up, I'm going to hit delete. I begin to write my answer below the question. And then I might say, oh, I'm going to put it in a different color so it's easy to hop out. So this is exactly where you will write the answers to your questions. And a lot of the questions will tap into your thinking, what you feel about something. If you notice in number 2, what surprised you from the video about Colorado becoming a state and why? So that's really something that jumped out at you. And we want you to notice that. So again, when you go to day 2, it will follow the same steps as day 1. So you'll go to the Padlet, you'll watch these videos and read the information. You'll come over to this column right here where I've highlighted to answer the questions. You can scroll down. Day 3 looks the same. You'll follow the steps, answer the questions. Day 4, steps are the same, questions to answer, and you have completed your social studies timeline, and that will be a wrap for our 4th grade study of Colorado history. Have fun, 4th graders. Ciao, ciao for now.